Hello, Teacher Lewis here. How are you? I'm just making this video because I recently found out some big news from Vipkid. They will be changing their hiring procedure starting August, so starting as of this month. I just found out today the video from one of our Vipkid ambassadors was released just today, so I'd just like to go through some of the details with you to let you know what's changed in the hiring procedure and why it's actually better for anyone who hasn't signed it yet, and should lead to an easier, a higher, an increased hiring rates, and teachers who are more prepared to teach after they're hired. So basically, I'm going to run through the steps. The first step in the hiring procedure is the basic application, where you put your email address, your password, and any referral code you might have. This step is unchanged. That is the same as it was before. After you get through the basic application, you move on to the interview and the demo lesson, which you can either do live with a staff representative who is located in Beijing. That would be, process would be, you would go in, they would ask you some questions, like an interview, regular interview, about your experience, you would discuss your experience, why you should be hired. And the second part is the demo lesson. Demo lesson is still the My Feelings lesson, and it is the same process. The staff member will pretend to be a 5-year-old child, and you will teach them the My Feelings lesson. The second option is still available, where you can record a demo instead, where you pretend to teach a child on the other end. It's still the same lesson. You just have to pretend that there's someone on the other end responding to your cues. I think the live version is typically better. It gets you more accustomed to what you will expect in the actual classroom, and it's you'll get your results faster that way. Third option is the invite only, which was there before also, where you're invited, you put in a 3-minute video to them and answer some quiz. This is the least likely scenario for new hires to go through in the process. One of the big changes comes in at this point though. Once you get past the interview phase, you're good. You're in. There's no more having to go through the mock, fail the mock, reapply to go through the whole process all over again. Once you get past the interview, you're set, and you don't have to reapply anymore, and you just have to get through the rest of the process, and you can redo the rest of the process as many times as you want or need to become a Vipkid teacher. And they will train you and give you material to make sure that you get past it, and make sure that you are ready to teach as soon as you're done with it. In addition to that, the second big change is that Vipkid no longer determines your teaching certification level. In the past, you would go through the Mock 1 and after your interview, and that would basically decide what teaching level you would be placed in. You would either be placed immediately after the Mock 1 to teach levels 2, 3, 4, or 5, or any variation of or combination of those levels, or you would then be sent, if you had to do the Mock 2 after that, you would be sent material that pertains to the level that they determine you would be most or best suited for, and you would do the Mock 2, teaching the material appropriate for that level, and then you would be hired and be teaching the level that they decided for you. So now instead what happens is you go through the interview process, you pass the interview, and you go to the certification center. In the certification center, you get to decide which level you want to be certified in. You choose a level, you receive the prep material, and once you're prepared, you can schedule your mock class from right there in the certification center. Prep material that you'll receive will be the Vipkid teaching standards and any relevant teaching behavior that you'll need for whichever level you choose to get certified in. Most of them, especially the lower levels, will be emphasis on TPR, slow speech, demonstrations, modeling, and basic letters that you'll be teaching, just examples of what you'll be teaching in that regard. The higher levels, the students are more advanced, so they will have some English knowledge already. They'll be familiar with reading. They'll be able to read a pretty good amount on their own. There'll be more focus on extension, so conversational English, back and forth, trying to have them respond independently to your questions. And you don't have to talk as slowly. TPR is still suggested, but not nearly the same level where you're essentially holding their hand through the lesson. What's also great is in the certification center, there's a practice room. And the practice room is designed just like the actual room you'll be having the mock class. So you can go into the practice room and practice with the material that you want to get certified in as many times as you want. And it's really great that you can do that. I remember when I did it, they didn't have that. And so I was practicing with just the camera on my computer and trying to look back to figure out what I could improve on. And it looked really different compared to what the actual setting was like for the Mock 1, with the background, my classroom, and just the way that it was designed. So this is really great for new teachers. It'll definitely help you get more prepared and more oriented for what the classroom will look like in the Mock 1 and in the actual classroom when you start teaching children. Now, after you pass the mock class, you can go ahead and sign the contract, go through the background check, and start teaching. Or you can go back to the certification center and you can work on getting certified for other levels and then sign the contract and go through the process of the background check and then begin teaching. And that way you'll be able to teach all the levels that you're certified in right out of the gate, which is definitely, I would definitely suggest, because that will open up more availability for you. You'll be able to teach more students, which means you'll have higher bookings because you'll have a larger pool to source from, essentially. You just teach the level 2 students and you only have level 2 students, which is a fraction of the entire student population in the VIP kit. So I would definitely suggest getting certified in all of the levels if you're comfortable with that. Now, if you don't pass, you get to try again. And if you don't pass again, then they'll send you to the support center. In the support center, there'll just be more emphasis on teaching you the standards that the VIP kit expects, what they want from you, and what you can do to improve your teaching style so that it's more appropriate for this type of teaching setting. In addition to that, you'll be able to view your previous mock classes. So if you had a mock class, you failed, and you were sent to the support center to improve, to work on anything that they didn't find met the standard, you can watch the mock class that you had already, so you can literally see what they saw and find the specific areas that you can improve upon. This is a really great resource that you have at this point that I didn't have, which is amazing. You can just go back and see your performance and look step by step exactly what you did right and exactly what you can do to improve your teaching style. And at this point, it's kind of a cycle of from the support center, schedule a mock class, schedule a mock class, fail, support center, mock class, fail, support center. You can keep going through this. It should not take that many times to get through it, but now you can just keep doing it until you are prepared and you are ready to teach those classes, as opposed to going in and not feeling as confident in your abilities. So once you pass, you should be very prepared to teach that first class, having gone through all these steps and all the training that they will offer you at this point. In addition to that, you should have a higher bookings right out the gate, because you'll be able to decide for yourself which certifications you want, as opposed to being restricted, where before they decided your certification and you had to teach that level or levels, whatever they decided, exclusively for a certain period of time before you could apply for another level of certification to expand your student base. So I think this will lead to better prepared teachers, more hires for sure, and in addition, it should decrease the learning curve coming in, because before you had to do a lot of this research and prepare on your own, other than what they sent you, which was the prep material, emails. Most of that was really just online forums and YouTube videos. So this way you should be prepared just going through the process and not have to do as much individual research. But this is a great sign. Vipkid is constantly innovating. They're constantly trying to grow and improve their structure and improve the entire company. I found out recently through this announcement also that Vipkid has a lot of plans in its future, in the near term even, that will require a lot more teachers, which is why they're trying to increase their hiring rate. What they want to do is they want to expand their services to 100 different countries. They're going to need a lot more teachers in order to be able to expand services to such a large audience. In addition, they're partnering with Microsoft China and expanding 4 of their product lines. So this will be over the course of the next few years, but that means there will be exponential growth within that time. So now's a really interesting and a really good time to get involved if you are interested in this opportunity, because now is when all these things are being unrolled and tested out and being used. So it's kind of like a second start in a lot of ways for anyone who starts now, the new beginning, in my opinion, because as a teacher who's been with them, they've been changing a lot of the lessons that they've had before. They have new trials now. They have interactive level 2s. They have interactive classes all throughout the levels now that they didn't have before. So a lot of the material is changing. So coming in now is a really good time if you want to be able to grow with the company, really, and the direction it's going in now. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you learned anything from this video, then please leave a like. Feel free to leave a comment with any questions or any additional information you might have on this announcement. I'll leave my email address below, like the last video, for anyone who wants to get in contact with me for any other questions or any assistance in the hiring process or any other issues that they might have. So I'd be willing and be happy to help. I'll also leave my referral link below, referral code, if you'd like to go ahead and use that. I get paid if you get hired, and I'll be happy and proud to go ahead and help you get through this hiring process. I'm really excited to go through the process now that it's changed. I think that it's going to be a lot smoother for a lot of people. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will be making more videos like this, so also hit the subscribe button if you're interested in following, if you want to learn more, anything that I've put out so far was helpful to you, and I'd be very appreciative. Thank you very much. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.